Dragon Rampant.
Welcome back to the 1980s, guys. We're doing Dragon Rampant film strip style. I went ahead and fought out a battle, took a bunch of pictures as I was going, and we're going to narrate our way through those pictures. Frankly, my voice was shot, but I wanted to get a battle done and in the books, so we're going to go by after the fact, and we're going to take a look at how this battle works out. It's going to be orcs versus goblins again. Here you can see our orcs. We've got the guys in the front are all from Splintered Light. You get 24 figures in a pack of proper pig-faced orcs, which works out great. The guys on the left, that's your general. The guys on your right, that is your wizardling. And they both are bellicose foot. The guys in the back, there's a couple of giants you can see on the back left. I believe those are from the giants. And then the trolls on the left, those are all from the old Demon World line, available through Rampart Europe. And those two units there, the giants and the giant trolls, are going to be classed as elite foot. So we've got a bunch of ground pounders here. Totals up to 22 AP. And for the goblins, we are going to go with all mounted. Well, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Wolves on the far left are going to be your lesser war beasts. And then you've got light riders in the front, elite riders in the back, and heavy riders in the back right. Now, I do have, normally I use greater war beasts in addition, but to make the 22 points, I just had to go with these 5. And so you'll see the guy there on the double mounted. He is an elite rider. Normally he's a war beast. I'm going to use him as the general to make it really easy to tell. We are going to be playing the Gory Plains and the Bloodbath of Doom. The Bloodbath of Gore. I can never remember the order of all those words. You know what we're doing? Just a straight up fight. Rolling for initiative is going to be a 2 to the orcs and a 4 to the goblins. The goblins are going to be on the attack. And rules as written, the defenders are the orcs, and they deploy as you see here. And the goblins deploy second likewise. Now, the stream is uncrossable except at the ford, over there on the right, or to the east, if you will, and the bridge. Now, the bridge does provide cover. So if you are on the bridge, if you're being shot at, you get an armor boost of 1. And the goblins, who goes first? Here's just to show you one last thing. The general is going to be on the right-hand side as we look at this picture for the orcs. And that may or may not be important later. Let's find out. The goblins are going to go first, and rather than show you each individual goblin, I just went ahead and rolled all 4, basically nominated where they were going to move to, and as you can see, it's a clean sweep. Everybody gets to go. So the goblins move up, everybody moves up a little bit, and then for the orcs, everybody goes but the wizardling. That being the case, what you're going to see is the general decides he's going to race off to the left, get over the bridge, and wizardling is going to stay. The plan here is for the wizardling to move up next to the house and then just stand there flinging spells left, right, and center. They can't get to them unless they fight their way over the bridge or over the ford. And as you can see, we've got a couple of giants here that have stepped up to block that ford from the riders. The light riders opt not to go, so the goblins forego their second turn. And here you can see a little bit of a switcheroo. There's our crossover. The general versus the wizardling. Remember, they had to deploy first, but the orcs said, hey, just because we deployed first doesn't mean we got to stick to our original plan. That's the only thing that happened. So you can see our trolls and our giants are moving up on either flank, and now the riders are, we got another clean sweep for the goblins. No, I don't think that is. I think the light riders are going to just stay where they're at for the turn. But the other three guys move up. And, oh, no, riders do get to move a little bit. So likewise, the goblins have decided they are going to do a little switcheroo. They're going to bring those lesser war beasts around the backside of the hill. And we have now, in this case, the elite riders that you see on the left, that's the general, they do get to activate, but normally they'd have wild charge, but they are not quite in charge distance for these giants. So instead, they are just going to move up so that when the heavy riders are done with the giants, the elites can come in and finish them off. At least that's the plan. So the goblins get to go. Everybody over here on the western side of the table gets to move. And the general comes spilling over the bridge. The elite foot, those trolls, have jumped up on the hill. So if you attack them up there, they're going to have an extra armor point, and that's going to make them a really tough nut to crack. They wanted to grab that because they don't want to be attacking uphill. So yeah, they do slide up there. And over here on the right-hand side, again, the wizard finally moves up, and now he's in range to maybe do some good. But it's still the goblin's turn. The die roll you see there is the activation. So our light riders are going to get a shot off, and here's the results. They're only hitting on 5s in this case. And the bellicose foot now, they're normally armor 2. They're going to be armor 3, so this is going to be just a single kill. And there is your morale check. So the king is fine. Remember, he's at +1. Over here, the heavy riders do make their attack roll. And remember, they don't have wild charge. They're pretty chill. So they move up, and in this case, we swap 1 kill for 1 kill. And the little red chips there are just to remind us there's 1 kill to 1 kill. Everybody's good. Everybody's fine. We got some solid rolls on the morale. So swinging back around here, the lesser warbeasts charge up. And we're not going to give the elite foot the armor bonus because they're at the crest of the hill. And the lesser warbeasts are able to come over the top of the hill like that. So once again, we have another combat in which there's a lot more hits on the part of the lesser warbeasts, but they need 4 hits to make a kill. So it's 1 wound to 1 wound. And we will go to the next thing is, of course, our morale. And oh, look, the lesser warbeasts have had, well, just about enough of this. They are at +1. No, they don't have a general nearby, so they're at a total of -1. That's a 3. That's a failure. They are going to retreat half the move and pick up the red gem of Yo. Meanwhile, the elite foot, they rolled a 5, but they have a morale. They're like 3, so no problem. Let's try a combo. Our wizardling decides to befuddle the heavy riders and pin them in place, and it's successful. The giants follow up with an activation of 5, and that's ugly because now our heavy riders are only hitting on 6s. They get 1 success, not going to be enough to do any damage. 3 hits by the giants with that big roll. The elite foot, remember, they're attacking, hitting on 3-ups. So they have knocked this unit down to just 2, and they are befuddled. And, oh, look, they are going to retreat again. And that means they're going to lose another rider. So coming back around here, the orcs attack falls just short of these light riders. The light riders, because they were not charged, they don't get that evade tactic, but they can save that for next time. Now, bear in mind, look how close they are. They're only a half an inch away. That's a huge mistake. Coming back over here, our elite riders move up. The roll of a 5, well, it's actually a 4 there, means the lesser warbeasts, they're pretty brave. They're no longer sketchy. Oh, another minus. Well, okay, so let's do the math on this one, okay? These guys are at -4, but they're at +1 because they've got the general right next door. So that's a total of -3 for a result of a 3, looking for a 4. They're going to lose a guy and fall back 1 more. Uh-oh, Pescadios. Time for the big boys to come in. A 7 is going to be a wild charge, and now it's getting frosty. Big boys versus the elite riders. Big rolls on both sides. Once again, we're just trading 1 wound for each. Ties go to the defender, so our leader is going to have to back off. But before we do, we check our morale. Everybody's fine. Everybody's good. So they just back off a little bit. The big mistake here. These light riders are going to go ahead and take a shot. They activate, but they only get 3 hits. So that's enough to knock down 1 more guy. The orange dice you see there are 6. -2 +1 because this is the general's unit is going to put them at a just fine. Okay, it's a total of -2 for them. Gives them a 4. They're good. Hey, now the orcs get a turn to attack, and that's what the white dice are. They activate. Now, and this is where the mistake came in for not backing off last turn. Against the elite foot, this would have been a great plan. They do pull off the evade. but they are too slow to do any good. They do get their shots off. Their bow shots do 1 damage, but now we got to fight through. You don't check morale until the end of the melee in this case. So they get 1 more kill, the goblins do, but because they evaded, every single hit does a wound, and that means the bellicose foot are going to score a total of 8 wounds on a unit with only 6 guys. It's all over, baby. And not only that, but with a big 11, the general is going to be just fine on his morale check. Swinging back around here, the wizardling is shooting blanks. Meanwhile, this guy is at a total of -5. Oh, 7's not going to do it. -5 plus the general, so it's -4. A result of a 3 means retreat, lose a guy, and they're out of the fight. So our wild charge is successful. We're going to trade 1 for 1. That knocks the giants down to half strength. But, oh, with a 4, oh, come on, guy. You're at -2 plus 1 for the general. Gives you a total of -1. A 3 ain't going to cut it. Got to fall back and, wait a minute. No, a 3 does, doesn't it? For elite riders. They have a courage of 3, so they're okay. Hey, our lesser war beasts over here on the goblins far west are going to get stuck in, and they're going to try to finish off the general. And look at that. With a stellar roll hitting on 4s, they're going to get 3 more wounds to just 1 for the bellicose foot. Bellicose foot, not good on defense. The general is going to blow his check. Now, he's lost a lot of guys here. He's rolling a total of -6. 7 for the wounds, plus 1 for him. -6 gives them a result of 2. They are going to retreat and fall back. Here's what the battle looks like so far. We still have 6 units on the board. We're going to keep on playing. And the general is going to have to, for the orc turn, the general makes his morale check, and that is going to be a negative number. So he boogies off the board, which requires the rest of the orcish units, bye-bye, to make morale checks. You see them here. Everybody's looking good. Oh, wait a minute. That giant, is he looking good? He's going to be rolling a 3. Yep, elite footer of courage of 3. They're okay. Which means the elite trolls are going to close in on the war beasts. And coming back around here, what's our activation? Our giant gets to go, and our wizard gets to go. But they're not going to have a whole lot of luck. The lesser war beasts are not going to stick around. Forget it, man. We know 4 against a completely unhurt elite foot. We got to get out of this place. Our elite riders don't get to wild charge. They're a little too far away after that fallback. Moving up the 5 inches still leaves them a little bit shy. And the elite foot for on the west are going to start closing in. The trolls move slow, 3 inches per turn. They're going to come around. Oh, zap! Trying to befuddle? Nothing doing. The wizardling fails on that one, which is a turnover. So the lesser war beast rushing to the aid of their boss, who does make his wild charge. And this time, once again, they are going to trade. Oh, that's not a hit for the giant. The giant swings and misses, but he takes another wound. Remember, the giant now is only rolling 6 dice. He's going to have to get 4 hits. Not going to happen. He's at -4 here. He is absolutely going to be the one that falls back. And on his turn, for his recovery check, he gets the big negative and he skedaddles on out of there. So now it's 2-2. We got to figure out, is this the last turn? And it is, because there's 4 of them. Oh, no, we didn't check because there were 5 at the start of the turn. 5 guys, don't need to check. The giant runs off on this turn. Hey, our bellicose foot are going to get stuck in. We're going to be trading 2 blows for 2 blows. And this time around, the general at -3, he's going to fall back. He retreats. He is stunned. They're going to need to rally. The wizardling's bellicose foot doing okay. Here they come. Those trolls are trundling on over. And then, oh, look, on this turn, we roll a 6 to find out if it's the final turn. 6 is more than 4 units left on the board, which means this will be the last turn. Now, if we tally up the scores, what you will find is that the orcs have eliminated 10 points of the enemy. That would be 6 points. Did I do that right? Did I do the math right on this? You've got the lesser war beasts at 6 and the chief at 6. Yeah, so you've eliminated a total of 10 points or 8. I'm not sure I trust these numbers. The Goblins have eliminated 13 points. That one I am more comfortable with because they have eliminated the General and an elite foot. That might be 12 points, actually, 10 to 12. At any rate, the way things stand on this last turn, if the Goblins can hang on, they're gonna win. And on the critical activation, does our General recover? He rolls, and at a -3, he is going to recover, but that's all he can do for the turn. The lesser war beasts are not going to move this time around, and so it all comes down to this activation roll. The bellicose foot are going to be able to make contact. They charge over the ford. They do 2 wounds, which is enough to wipe out the Orcish General, or the Goblin General. The Goblin General, for his part, is only going to knock down 1 of those Wizardlings, and here it is. The Wizardling casting his big Blastum spell right in the face of the Orcish General, and that's going to be the end of the game. So a little bit of back and forth. We had some pushing guys around. Really crowded terrain this time around, which worked into the benefit of the ground pounders. The cavalry did not have a whole lot of room to move around. And, I think this is one of those great examples of what makes Dragon Rampant so wonderful. You can have nothing but cavalry going against nothing but foot, and it came right down to that last turn. If the Wizardling had not activated, the Goblins would have won, just barely, but it came right down to the wire. Fun game, highly recommend, easy to put together armies for it. As you can see, each of these armies probably cost me like $60-$70, and they're complete. In fact, the Goblin army, the Orcish army is just cobbled together from figures that I had collected for 15mm games of Fantasy Skirmish in general. Makes a great unit. 22 points, a little on the small side, but, if you wanted to add a couple of more little abilities here and there, you could easily bump it up to 24, but worked great for this. Game took probably, an hour, a little bit more than that because I was taking pictures. Thanks for coming for the ride. I'm praying for you.